In the world of professional wrestling, few stories are as tragic or as chilling as that of Chris Benoit. Over a harrowing weekend in June 2007, Benoit, a celebrated WWE superstar, took the lives of his wife and son before ending his own. This incident sent shockwaves through the wrestling community and ignited debates over mental health and steroid abuse in sports. This video delves into the life of Chris Benoit, the circumstances leading up to the tragedy, and its lasting impact on professional wrestling. Let's go ahead. Exploring the legacy of Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, renowned for his impeccable technique and relentless work ethic, emerged as a powerhouse in professional wrestling. Born in 1967 in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Benoit's career kicked off in 1985, swiftly climbing the ranks in Canada and Japan, eventually becoming a celebrated figure in the United States. His tenure in major promotions like World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Entertainment was marked by numerous championship victories, including the prestigious WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Known for his signature moves like a crippler crossface and the flying headbutt, Benoit's dedication to the sport was unmistakable. However, beneath his professional success, Benoit faced personal struggles that culminated in a tragic end in June 2007, when he took the lives of his wife and son before ending his own, leaving a lasting impact on the wrestling world. Timeline of the tragedy. The tragic events involving Chris Benoit occurred over the course of a weekend in June 2007, marking one of the darkest moments in professional wrestling history. On Friday, June 22, Benoit was last seen in public at a medical appointment. The following day, it is believed that he murdered his wife Nancy in their Georgia home. She was found bound and strangled. On Sunday, June 24, Benoit killed his 7-year-old son Daniel, apparently suffocating him in his sleep. Benoit then committed suicide by hanging himself in his weight room, using the pulley of a weight machine. Over the course of these days, Benoit sent several text messages to fellow wrestlers and friends, which were cryptic in nature, including the family's physical address and mentions of his dogs being in the enclosed pool area. It was not until Monday, June 25, after receiving these unsettling messages, that concerned friends requested a welfare check, leading authorities to discover the bodies and begin piecing together the timeline of this heart-wrenching series of events. The investigation. The investigation into the tragic deaths of WWE superstar Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and her son Daniel began on June 25, 2007, when authorities entered their Fayetteville, Georgia, home following concerns raised by Benoit's colleagues due to alarming text messages he had sent. Upon entering, law enforcement discovered the bodies and initially treated the scene as a potential homicide case. Autopsies soon revealed that Nancy had been strangled, Daniel had been suffocated, and Chris had died by suicide, hanging himself using the cable of a weight machine. Toxicology reports indicated that Benoit had steroids, among other drugs, in his system, sparking widespread speculation about roid rage contributing to the violence. The investigation further explored Benoit's recent behavior, medical history, and potential brain damage from his wrestling career, considering these as factors in the tragedy. Despite the extensive analysis, the precise motive and triggers for Benoit's actions remained largely inconclusive, leaving the wrestling community and the public grappling with unanswered questions about the depth of Benoit's personal struggles. Role of mental health. The role of mental health in the tragic case of Chris Benoit is a critical aspect that has been intensely scrutinized. Following the events, it was revealed that Benoit may have suffered from severe depression and brain damage, potentially exacerbated by his professional wrestling career, which involved repeated concussions and traumatic brain injuries. A forensic analysis of Benoit's brain suggested chronic traumatic encephalopathy, a condition linked to repeated head traumas, which can lead to severe behavioral problems including impulsivity, aggression, depression, and paranoia. These revelations sparked debates about the mental health risks associated with professional wrestling, highlighting the need for improved medical monitoring and support for wrestlers. The possibility that Benoit's mental health issues could have influenced his violent actions underscores the importance of addressing mental health care in high-impact sports and the broader implications for individuals suffering from similar conditions. Steroids and drug use. Steroids and drug use played a notable role in the tragic case of Chris Benoit, adding complexity to the analysis of his motives and mental state. In the aftermath of the murders and suicide, an investigation into Benoit's health revealed that he had steroids and other controlled substances in his system. This finding led to widespread speculation about the impact of these substances, particularly steroids, on his behavior. The term roid rage became a focal point of discussion, referring to aggressive behavior thought to be caused by excessive anabolic steroid use. While toxicology reports confirmed the presence of these substances, experts cautioned against drawing direct causative links between steroid use and the specific acts of violence committed. The wrestling industry's response. The wrestling industry's response to the tragic case of Chris Benoit was swift and multifaceted, reflecting the shock and gravity of the incident. WWE, the organization where Benoit was a top performer, initially aired a tribute show before the details of the deaths were fully known. However, once the nature of the murder-suicide was confirmed, WWE took steps to distance itself from Benoit, removing merchandise and scrubbing many references to him from their website and future broadcasts. Moreover, the industry faced intense scrutiny regarding the health and wellness policies in place for wrestlers, particularly concerning mental health and drug use. In response, WWE strengthened its wellness program, enhancing drug testing, cardiovascular screening, and concussion management. Media coverage and public perception. The media coverage of Chris Benoit's tragic case was extensive and sensational, playing a significant role in shaping public perception of the incident. Initially, the media focused on Benoit's success as a professional wrestler and the shocking nature of his final actions, creating a narrative that combined mystification and horror. As details emerged about possible motivations, including steroid abuse and mental health issues, coverage shifted to broader concerns about the wrestling industry's practices and the potential dangers of performance-enhancing drugs. Public perception was deeply divided. Some fans expressed sympathy, attributing Benoit's actions to the pressures of his profession and possible brain injuries, while others saw him solely as a murderer. Impact on Benoit's family and friends. The impact of the tragedy on Chris Benoit's remaining family and friends was devastating and far-reaching. The immediate and extended family were left to grapple with the dual trauma of losing loved ones in such a horrific manner and dealing with the public and media scrutiny that followed. Friends and former colleagues within the wrestling community also struggled, confronting the loss of someone they respected and cared for, while trying to reconcile the Chris Benoit they knew with the actions he took. Many expressed feelings of betrayal, confusion, and profound grief. The wrestling industry at large faced a moral and ethical reckoning, questioning the role its culture and demands might have played in contributing to the tragedy. Legacy and memorials. Chris Benoit's legacy and the memorials following his death are complex and controversial within the wrestling community and beyond. In the immediate aftermath, WWE aired a tribute to him. But as details of the murder-suicide emerged, the organization quickly retracted its commemoration and minimized references to Benoit in its programming. His name became largely taboo in professional wrestling, with his previous achievements overshadowed by the manner of his death. There are no formal memorials dedicated to Benoit due to the nature of his crimes. Instead, discussions about his legacy often focus on issues like wrestlers' health, brain trauma, and steroid abuse in professional sports. The wrestling community has had to reconcile the accolades of a once-celebrated athlete with the grim reality of his final actions, making his legacy a subject of ongoing debate and reflection rather than honor. As we conclude our exploration into the tragic and complex story of Chris Benoit, it's clear that his life and the events leading to that fateful weekend in June 2007 leave us with more questions than answers. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more thoughtful analyses on similar topics. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to bringing you more engaging content soon.